Alright, so factoring quadratics. So let's say for this first one, we had f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 8x plus 6. Now we have to graph this thing. Alright? First thing we need to start off with is we need to find the vertex. So we need to calculate the vertex. So we start off calculating the x-coordinate of the vertex. Alright? And the formula is x equals negative b over 2a. Sorry, it's supposed to be an a. Alright, well, here's a, there's b, there's c. Alright, so x equals negative, that's this one, that's that negative right there. B is negative 8 over 2 times a is 2. Alright, so let me see if I can highlight some of this stuff for you guys so that it looks a little bit better. Alright, so the first thing we highlighted was B. Alright, so there's B, there's B. Then the next thing we talked about was A. Alright, so there's A, there's A, there's A right there. Alright, all you're doing is substituting. That's all you're doing. Now, simple calculations. These two negatives right here, those two become positive. So I have 8 over 2 times 2 is 4. So the x-coordinate of the vertex, of the vertex is 2. Alright? Now, to find the y-coordinate of the vertex, that y-coordinate, all we're going to do is we're going to take this answer and we're going to plug it in everywhere we see x in our original equation. Alright, let's go to it. So f of 2 is equal to 2 times 2 squared. Keep it in mind, if you're using your calculator, so when you substitute, use parentheses, please. Your calculator is very stupid. It'll do calculations instantly, but you have to think for it. Alright, so use some parentheses. So then f of 2 is equal to, you can plug that whole thing into your calculator, and you're going to end up with negative 2. Alright, it's simply calculator work. That's it. Alright, now I want to come over to our graph. I'm going to start graphing in red, just so it stands out. Alright, so when we're graphing, figure out in your mind, what is this graph going to look like? Just so that you can adjust these axes. You know, you can move the axis up and down, whatever you need. Okay? You can move this thing left and right, whatever you need to do. Make it easy on yourself. Alright, so I'm seeing 2, negative 2. So 2, so here's 2 over here, and then negative 2. And I know this graph is going to open up, so I don't need much in the way of negative space in the negative side. Alright, so let me label a little bit, and make sure when you're picking your scale, when you're choosing your scale, don't mess the scale up, please. Alright, so I'm just going by ones. I hope that's enough space, but I'm just going by ones. Alright, 2, negative 2. So start at the origin, go to the right 2, down to negative 2. There's my vertex. Now, I know the vertex, I know the line of symmetry goes through the vertex. Alright, so I know this line of symmetry. Let's try to see if I had a different color. Alright. I'll just use the black color. I know my line of symmetry, or as the book refers to it, the axis of symmetry. It goes through my vertex. There's my line of symmetry. Alright? Now, I need to make a table. That's my second thing. Make a table. Alright, well, making a table. X, then Y. Well, we know Y. We know Y is going to be f of x. Alright, now how do I pick x values? You pick x values. What is the... Here's my line of symmetry. At 2. So I want to go 1 point to the right. I want to go 1 space to the right. 1 space to the right is 3. And I want to go 1 space to the left, which gives me 1. Now, knowing that the line of symmetry is going to give me the same exact y value. Right, we talked about that. Same exact y value. Then what I want to do is I just want to calculate one of those. I don't need to do both. Just calculate one. I'm going to take these x values. Alright, I'll take those x values right here. Those x values. And I'm going to plug it into my original equation up here. Okay? So again, just calculator work. So you're going to have, let me do a little bit of scribbling here for you. But this is all on calculator, so I'm not going to do too much of it. You're going to have 2 times, now you pick one of those. Do you want to use 3 or 1? It doesn't matter. You're using your calculator or you're doing some mental math. It doesn't matter. You're going to get the exact same answer for both of them. Because 3 and 1 are both 1 space away from the line of the line of symmetry. Okay? They're 1 space away. So it doesn't matter if you use 1 or 3, but be consistent. Minus 8 times 1 plus 6. Now when you plug that in, alright, when you plug all that in, you're going to end up with 0. And you'll get 0 for the other one. Alright, so 3, 0, 1, 0. Do you notice they have the same height to them? They are both on the x-axis. Now, I need to find 2 spaces away from the line of symmetry. So the line of symmetry is at 2. So what is 2 spaces away? Well, 2 spaces to the left. 2 spaces to the left. 1, 2. Alright, those 2 spaces is 0. So I'm going to end up with x is 0. And then what's going to be 2 spaces to the right? 1, 2. I end up with 4. Both of those x values are going to give me the same exact one. So guess which one I'm going to plug in? Of course, I'm going to plug in 0. That's easier. So 2 times 0 squared, 0. Negative 8 times 0, still 0. Plus 6, oh, not bad at all. Alright, so 0, 6. I'm 2 spaces away to the left. So I'm going to go 2 spaces away to the right. Oh, sorry, I said I was going to use red. Alright. Now draw this line. Remember, a smooth curve. I'm pretty bad at drawing. You guys can do a better job than I can. But it's going to look something like that. Okay? I apologize for how bad my drawings are. There you go. Alright, let's do another one. See if I can move this down for you guys. Alright, so here's number 2. At any time you want to pause this video, give the problem a try yourself. Okay? So again, we need to find the vertex. So the x-coordinate of the vertex. You notice how I keep labeling things for myself. I'm trying to keep somewhat organized. X equals negative b over 2a. There's a. The number in front of x squared. The number in front of x is b. The number by itself is c. Alright, so I need b Well, in this case, b is 6. All right, so x is equal to negative 6 over 2 times a. All right, I need a. Well, a happens to be negative 1. So x equals negative 6 over negative 2. Negative 6 divided by negative 2, positive 3. Take that number. I'm looking for the y-coordinate now of the vertex. Alright, so f of, again, I'm going to take whatever this value is, and I'm going to plug it in everywhere for x. Alright, so f of 3 is equal to negative 3 squared plus 6 times 3 minus 7. Alright, so f of 3. Now this whole thing right here, this whole thing is calculator work. Again, please use parentheses when you're substituting, because your calculator will give you the wrong answer. I don't want you guys believing your answer is correct just because your calculator gave it to you. Your calculator is stupid. You have to think for it. Please use parentheses. Alright, so after using parentheses, I end up with a 2. So what is this thing saying? This thing is saying when x is 3, so when x is 3, y is 2. There's my vertex. Alright? So my vertex is 3, 2. Alright? Now, this graph is opening down. Alright? This graph is opening down. So 3, 2 is going to be my top number. And 3, 2 is going to be over here in this first quadrant somewhere. Okay? So I think I'm good with the y-axis. But this x-axis, it's opening down. I want to move this thing up. I only need to go up 2 spaces. I only need to go up 2 spaces. So, alright, I'm going to go by ones. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I said 4 and wrote 3. 4, 6. Negative 2. Negative 4. I'm still going by ones, but I'm trying to make it a little less messy. Alright, my writing's not the best. Alright, so my vertex is 3, so I'm going to go to the right 3 spaces, up 2. Now I know I'm not going to have any points higher than that. It's opening down. My highest point when the parabola opens down is the vertex. That's going to be my maximum point. So nothing's going to be higher than that. So I could actually move my x-axis up a little bit more. Alright, but that's fine. Now we need a table. So x and f of x. What x values do I pick? Alright, this is a tough one. This is very tough here. Alright? This is the part that students really struggle with. So this green line here is going to be my line of symmetry. There's my line of symmetry. Well, what do I know? One space to the left, one space to the left, and one space to the right are exactly the same. So one space to the left is what? Is 2. So I'm going to use 2. One space to the right, here's my vertex. One space to the right is 4. So I'm going to use 4. And again, what do I know about those 2 points? They're going to be exactly the same. Plug them in. Use your calculator. Alright? You've seen what I did. Negative. Open parentheses. Doesn't matter which one I use, 2 or 4. Don't matter. I don't care which one you use. 2 squared plus 6 times 2 minus 7. Alright, when you plug that in, you end up with 1, and both answers will be 1. Alright, so 2 up to 1, 4 up to 1. Same height. Do you see they're the same height? They both have a y value of 1. Alright. So I went 1 space to the left, 1 space to the right. Now I need to go 2 spaces. Well, where does that take me? There was a 1 sitting there. Okay, so I'm going to put 1. 2 spaces to the right. I don't know if you can see the little dot moving around. 2 spaces to the right. What does that take me down to? That takes me to 5. What do we know about those 2 points? Exactly the same when you plug them in. Alright? Pick one. I'm going to pick 1. Doing mental math, I'm going to pick 1. Why pick big numbers? If you're doing mental math, pick the smaller number. Pick the number that's easiest for you. Alright? So I end up with -2 for both of them. Alright. So then 1 down to -2. 2 spaces to the left. So I'm going to go 2 spaces to the right. And here's the graph. Oh, I totally missed there. Let me try one more time. Yeah, still not good, but you guys get it. Right? Alright, let me reset here. Alright, let's try this third one. Alright, let's try this third one here. So f of x is equal to 5x squared plus 10x. So again, we start with the x coordinate. Formula, x equals -b over 2a. So x equals, well, the number in front of x squared is a, the number in front of x is b. Well, we don't have a c, so c is going to equal 0. Alright. -b. Well, b is 10. So I have -10 over 2 times a is 5. So 2 times 5. X equals -10 over 10. So x equals -1. Now, y coordinate of the vertex. Alright, there's my y. So f of x is equal to 5 times, and again, everywhere I see x, I'm plugging in -1. 5 times -1 squared plus 10 times -1. Oh, and where did I mess up? That x should have been -1. So f of -1 is equal to, and again, just straight calculator work, -5. So what does this mean? Again, this means when x is -1, y is -5. So my vertex is -1, -5. Alright, so my y value is very low. This graph is opening up. So I know this -5 is the lowest point I can go. And I have a -1 for the x. So I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Not that big of a deal. Move it over just a little bit. And I'm going to take my x-axis because -5 is the lowest. So let's say -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. There's 0. Alright, so let's start plotting some points here. Alright, let's start plotting some points here. First thing I need is a scale. Alright, I need a scale here. So my x-axis, let's just go by ones. Alright, do you agree I went by ones? And, well, let's see if I went by ones on my y-axis. I'm starting all the way down here at -1, at -5, so -2, -4, there's -6. So my vertex is -1, -5. There's my vertex. Alright, so now let's get a table going. Alright, we need this table. So F, one more time, X and F of X. Alright, what X values should I pick? Well, I know that my line of symmetry goes through the X through the vertex. Alright, so one space to the left. Alright, so here's my vertex. One space to the left gives me -2. So I'm going to use -2. And then one space to the right is 0. I'm on the, oh, sorry, right in the wrong spot. So right on the y-axis, x equals 0. Alright, so plug that in. Well, you know which one I'm going to plug in. I'm going to plug 0 in. That's a whole lot easier. So 5 times 0 squared, 0. Plus 10 times 0, 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Alright. So then I have -2 and 0. Oh, I said I was going to use red. Stands out more. So -2 and 0 and 0, 0. Alright, so it goes through the origin. Now, two spaces to the right. 1, 2. I'm at 1. So I'm going to use 1. And then two spaces to the left. 1, 2. I'm at -3. Alright, we're at -3 now. So these two x values are going to give me the same exact thing. Alright, what do? Plug them in. Alright, if I have a choice to plug in 1 or -3, I'm going to use 1. 5 times 1 squared. 1 squared is 1. 1 times 5 gives me 5. Plus 10 times 1. So 5 plus 10 gives me 15. So that's going to give me 15. Now let's see, do I have enough space to go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. I guess I'm going to have to restart this thing. Alright. What happened? What happened to me here? Uh-oh. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what just happened here. Alright. So what happened? I didn't have enough... oh. You know what? Forget this thing. I'll just drag you down here. And now I'm going to start. It's not working like I wanted it to, and I apologize. Good old technology. Alright, let me rewrite my table. So I had x and f of x. Alright, again, I apologize. Good old technology messing me up here. So I had 0 and 0, and then I had -3 and 1, and those both gave me 15. So I seen going by ones didn't help me. I can still go by ones on the x-axis, but on the y-axis I need to go by 2's. Alright, so if I go by 2's, there's -6. There is -4, -2. Here's 0. Alright? So we have negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Now I'll be able to get up to that 15. Alright, and on the x-axis, I'm going to go by ones. Alright, I'm going by ones here, guys. Alright, so let's start plotting. Well, I forgot. What was... The vertex was negative 1, negative 5. I apologize, guys. So, negative 1, negative 5. Negative 1, negative 5. I hope you guys agree. It's right there. Now, negative 2 and 0, and then 0, 0. Now that I changed the y-axis, the scale on it, to 2's, now I can get up to 15. Now I can get up to 15. Alright? And then 1 up to 15. Alright, and then draw a nice smooth curve. Oh, that was horrible. Oh, you guys can do better. Oh, you guys can do a whole lot better than I can. That was horrible. But there you go. This is what you guys wanted. You wanted me to help you with graphing quadratics. Alright, I hope it helps.